Hi, my name is CreationTheorem, and I'm going to be sometimes talking like this to get some ideas out there. And what this is going to be is an idea for creativity, creation. It's going to be a song I'm trying to create, and I'm going to put this out there, hoping that through psychic, you see it sometimes psychically, I can get the information that the ideas that you were thinking of, they can be presented sort of into the psychic realm. I can sort of sometimes sense these things. So sometimes my ideas, what I'm trying to say is sometimes when I post things out there, it seems to help give me ideas. So that idea is the following. Today it's I'm going to put this up here. It gives me a better posture. By the way, I want to thank Angel at Wireless MIDI for helping me get my music boosted a little bit last year. I'm trying to make an idea. The idea is a creation process. It's a probability theorem that I think has got legs, if not, I'm on to something. Yeah, I think I'm on to something. That is the following, that we can use our mind to create things. This would be a first that we can actually we have proof of this. We've had it for a while. I think the theorem is the following. Just one second, test that. Okay. When you have a coin and you flip it up in the air, it comes down, what's the chance of getting a heads? The answer is 1 in 2. When you flip it again, what's the odds of getting a heads? Again, 1 in 4. But what's the odds of getting heads without the again? If you say the odds of getting heads, and if you think of it as starting afresh, it's 1 in 2. So, if you think of it one way, it's 1/4. Think of it the other way, it's 1/2. What I'm saying is if you just think of it in a different way, if you have a problem and you just think of it a different way, you can use your mind to affect your reality. It's actually sort of a magic trick. You can actually change the odds. In that case, it changes the swing of 25% from 25 to 50%. If you think of it as I'm starting afresh, what's the odds of getting a heads? Not again, but heads the first time. I'll just start afresh. It's 1 in 2. If I think of it as getting using history, using the previous results, it's because the first one was a heads. The second one, the chance of it being a heads is 1 in 4. Get it? Heads is 1 in 4. Now, what were the odds if it was heads tails? The odds of that are, in other words, if I were to get a heads the first time, the odds of getting a tails the second time are now 3/4. So using that, I can now I want to think of it. So if I wanted to get a tails the second time, if I want to get a heads on the second flip. So say I got heads, I want to get a heads on my second. So what's the odds of getting a heads? I'm going to think of it in a way that gives me 1 and 2. So I'm going to think of it in a way that starts afresh. Boom, boom. Gives me hopefully a heads. I had 50-50. Not 25, but 50-50. It's not for sure thing. You still understand. It's not. So you can't even see me. God damn it. Let me get up. All right. So to sum it up, we can use our mind to change anything in life. So it's not just a coin flip. It's not just a coin flip. It is what you do in life. You say, oh, well, I can go on a trip, or I can do a puzzle. It's sort of like that, same thing. By changing what you do, you can affect the outcome. You have, in that case, 25% chance of switching. Again, it's 1 in 2 chances. It's still 50-50, but it's better than 25%. So understand. Now, if I wanted to go heads, then I wanted tails. The odds are 3/4. So I'm going to think of it. If I wanted to go heads, if I got heads and I wanted tails, I would think of it in a way that would use history. Because if given that that was a heads, the odds of this would be tails is now 3/4. If I think of it that way. If I think of it the other way, it's a fresh. It's 1 and 2. That's less than 3/4. So I want to use history. So I want to affect by just thinking of it in a different way, I can give myself better odds. And that's the way we should treat life. That we can actually. So it's we're using our mind to create things. So we are God. We're all one with God. We're all being. We're all able to do this if we can think. And that means that if let me see, is that what I want to say? What I'm trying to do is leave this out there and let everybody chew on it, which somehow gets back to me, that I know how to write a song. I'm going to make a little song about this. I do believe this is a theorem that's actually, if it's not already in the system, then I made it up, and I'm pretty sure it's real. That this is real when I'm talking about this. That this is a marvelous thing. We're actually able to use our mind to affect ourselves. I don't think this has been told before. We've heard about this in some science and beyond the wormhole. I think that they did talk about this. So I'm going to throw this out there. I'm going to chew on it. This is a theorem for the creation process, that we actually can create things with our mind and affect our reality by how we think. If we think of it in a good way, in a better way. And by the way, when you think of this, I thought of something else. When you think of this, you don't actually have to think of the complications about how it works, the 1 and 2 things. Think of it as, I just want to win. And most of us do this naturally. So that prayer that we say, I'm at the slot machine and say, I would like to win. I would like to win. That's the same thing. But what I'm doing is I'm proving a theorem. Mathematically, we can actually do this at a slot machine to actually win more often. I'm suggesting that we don't because the house is in control of the odds. In other words, I do believe that we would actually win more often based on the fact that we want to win. I've noticed that, well, I have had played some games where I really wanted to win. It was just in high school. It was just it was fun with a friend. It was I wanted to win, and I did. It was really interesting how it happened. I never really thought more about the odds. You just sort of think about it in a positive manner. Thank you.